So I think the piece that I'd like people to take away from this is this understanding that we could work with the earth, we could work with plants to clean up the mess that we've made and our ancestors have made. So this exhibition is about one site that I've been working on for a long time, for 12 years actually. The site was an old mine, and now it's a wasteland. It's classed as a brownfield site because it's contaminated from mining. It's got all kinds of heavy metals and all kinds of different compounds that are left from industrial heritage. And I want to think about how the plants navigate this toxicity. And as I began to study them, I began to see that many of the plants are what is called phytoremediating. So a lot of the plants that have settled there are plants that pull up toxins from the soil up into their branches. And so I wanted to study that, and I wanted to learn more about how these plants can be used to bioremediate sites like this. 2 years ago, the Baltic Art Gallery in Gateshead, they commissioned me to make a piece of art for an exhibition they had called Hinterlands, which was different artists exploring the landscape. And so I made a piece called The Felling, which is the multimedia piece you see in the exhibition. And the screen is sort of ramshackle, and it can't catch all the images, and the images bleed over, and it has this, this sense that it's about to fall down, and it can't quite hold all of the information. So initially there wasn't any fungi in the piece that was at the Baltic because I didn't understand it enough. So I was able to get another research grant from the Arts Council, and I was able to come and work in ASCUS lab here in Summerhall. Now I've got this other layer. I've added a third. Initially it was just two films played simultaneously on a constructed screen. But now in this exhibition, I was able to add a third video, which is showing you some of the microscopy. So I've introduced the fungi, and I've introduced microscopic imagery, kind of understanding how these things interact. The sound piece was made with a sound artist named Anastasia Clark, who's an amazing sound artist who lives in New York. And what we did together making that sound is we did some sound recording. Mara Caprice, who's another sound artist in Newcastle, went out with me to the site. We did some field recording of the sounds. And then Anastasia was then able to take those field recordings, but also some different studies that I used for my research. Some of the most interesting data is coming out of the Niger Delta. So I was able to take these reports and extract the data, and then give that to Anastasia, who then was able to sonify that data. So you have this lovely modulating sound where you hear the sound of bracken pulling lead, cadmium and nickel into its roots, and then into its branches, and then into its leaves. So that piece is one I'm very proud of and happy to share here. So what I want people to take away from this is that we can learn from the plants how to remediate these soils and these contaminated spaces. But what's really important to me is that I'm not making a piece that's about plants, us not having to worry, because plants have got this. The plants can fix this problem we've created. Because the plants will figure it out, but we'll be the piece that can't sustain without learning to live with the earth and fix together what we've caused and disrupted.